This is the plaintiff, Ihab. He says he was driving out to dinner one night when the tailgating and impatient defendant slammed him from behind, causing extensive damage to his Mercedes. He and his passenger were beaten up by the impact. He has medical bills as well as damage to his car, and the young, obnoxious defendants must pay for their misdeeds. He's suing for $5,000, the amount he's out. These are the defendants Melissa Cruz and Forrest A.G. Forrest says the plaintiff jammed on his brakes out of the clear blue sky, causing him to hit the car he was driving. The plaintiff told the cops he was drunk, which he wasn't, told the cops he was going 70 miles an hour, which he wasn't, and this whole accident's due to the plaintiff braking for no reason. In fact, they think this was an intentional attempt at causing an accident. They're accused of ramming a guy in the rear. The defendants have filed a countersuit for $2,300, the cost to fix their front bumper.
All parties, please raise your right hands. Be seated. Come to order, please. Litigants have been sworn, Your Honor.
Thank you, Douglas.
Welcome back.
All right, you've asked us not to use your last name. Ihab and Olga, you have power of attorney for your wife, Olga?
Correct.
All right. You are suing Melissa Cruz and Forrest Agee for $5,000. According to you, you're out $20,000. Based on negligence that you say
driving.
and the way he drove. All right, and you have a counterclaim against him for $2,300 to fix your front bumper because you say the accident was his fault. Let me hear from you first. Is it Ihab or?
Ehab.
Ehab, let me hear from you.
Was Friday, August 14, right a little bit before 7. We had dinner plans, me and my wife, with some friends. I got out of my subdivision, cross over, going north on the road.
What?
On State Road 13.
Okay.
And I stayed on the same lane for about a mile and a half.
How many lanes each way on this road?
There are 3.
Each way? So there's 6 lanes? It's a 6-lane highway?
Correct.
Okay, go ahead.
And then I noticed, look in the rear view mirror, I see a truck coming very fast against me. And the last minute he pulls a brake, and I was like, I look in the rear view mirror, I thought he was not paying attention, but again, it happened again, and the third time.
What do you think that he was trying to tell you, like, get out of the left lane?
He tried. I felt like
playing chicken with you, like he knew that he was getting close to you. That's what I'm asking.
Absolutely, he was. It was. I believe was road rage went wrong, and the third time he could not pull the brake fast enough, and he caused the accident. And that was
Did you tap your brakes to show him who's boss?
Actually, we were approaching the red light, so all the cars were slowing down, and in the process, I was slowing down as well. And I was like, I saw it coming, and
Did you hit the car in front of you?
No, I didn't. No.
How many cars were in front of you at the red light?
Quite enough. Plenty.
How many? Like more or less, 20
About
or
15,
2?
15, at least.
So how far were you from the red light?
According to the police report, it was 0.1 mile away from the.
Okay, let me see the police report. How do you say it happened? Were you in the car with him? Okay.
No, ma'am.
What is your relationship to him?
He was raised as my adopted brother, and
Okay.
I co-signed on the vehicle for him.
Ah, that'll show you. All right. Okay, so what happened?
I was driving with my girlfriend, who's not here today because she couldn't get off work. But anyway, I was driving north on State Road 13, obviously heading towards Interstate 295, and he come out ahead of me like I was, at 45, and he come out ahead of time. Anyway, got in front of me and was riding, and like we was just trucking along. And police report says 0.1 mile, but I thought we were more like a half mile from the red light. But either way, he had plenty of time to keep going, like as far as clearance in front of him.
So let me see if I've got this straight, gentlemen. He pulls out in front of you, which you feel was disrespectful. So now you're getting awful close to him. And then pulling back, getting close to him, pulling back, and then he decides to show you who's boss and hits the brakes, and then an accident happens.
No, I wasn't really riding his bumper too much. I mean, I was behind him.
Well, according to you, he cut right in front of you.
He did, but this happened.
But
a
that
mile
didn't
apart.
bother you.
When he got on the interstate, it did. But when he got on State Road 13, I mean, that's when he cut me off. But that's not when I hit him, And then a mile down the road, I was staying behind him. I wasn't getting on his tail.
Really?
I mean,
really? Because I've seen this so many times.
Yeah. But anyway,
So, yeah, but I don't know why you're nodding, because really, I've also seen the guy who you are playing right now tap the brakes,
Yes, ma'am.
right? So, really, it's beautiful. It's a thing of beauty.
yeah, so anyway, he ended up stopping, and I didn't stop in time. But I mean, I got pictures where
That's a problem with traveling so close.
just to show that I was alert.
Oh, you were alert?
Yeah.
Okay,
But,
so this is what you do when you were alert. You hit the car in front of you when you were alert?
No, listen, I just didn't have time to stop. I mean, because I would have got rear-ended if I would have hit the brakes any harder.
Oh, that's what it is. It's about the guy behind you.
Well, I mean, hey, you got to look everywhere when you drive.
Do you?
Yeah, you do.
Yeah.
You know that now. Come on, Jimmy.
Can I just tell you something? It's kind of funny till it's not, right? Because she doesn't think it's all that funny.
Yeah, exactly.
Right. And you like her?
I do.
Right.
I love
Well,
her.
you're causing her a bunch of grief. And did you have insurance on the car?
I did not.
Did you know that?
No, ma'am.
That's like really bad.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes.
Yes, it is. And why didn't you have insurance?
No good reason, I don't guess, but because this is going to sound real bad, but I was used to kind of being about 3 or 4 days late with my monthly insurance payment. Mm-hmm. And they won't cancel you. But when it's your renewal, if you don't pay
you're
it that
playing
day,
fast and loose
If you don't-
with a
if you don't
card
pay-
that is co-signed by somebody other than you.
Yeah.
You're playing fast and loose with that, my friend. So it didn't work out so well, right?
Yeah, anyway.
Yeah, maybe you should just be on time on the
Well, see,
payment.
now I got it on EFT.
What was it
now.
like when the two of you, when he hit you and you both got out of your cars? What was that little moment like? I would like to be a fly on that interstate. What?
I was
actually
really
stayed
mad.
in
Wait.
my car.
Go
I
ahead.
was really mad because I was concerned about my wife.
Your wife was in the car with you. Where's your wife now?
She couldn't take off work, and plus they didn't
She
tell
didn't
me
want
to
to be
bring
here.
her. She
Sorry,
really-
I don't take offense.
No, she wanted to be here, but
Okay, so go ahead.
she was actually had a slight concussion, and I was concerned for her. I got out of the car, and the first thing I told him, "Are you drunk or something?" Because I didn't know it was kind of road rage.
Right.
He
And what
said
did he
no.
say to you?
He said no, and his girlfriend was very close, sitting on his lap, almost. So he was totally like showing off in front of her, being that big man or whatever.
Was he polite?
No, he wasn't. He didn't say anything. He didn't say sorry or nothing. All he said, I cut him off, which is.
Oh, he said to you, "You cut me off."
He said, I cut him off, and he had no.
Well, you might have cut him off. It's just that, so
No,
what?
I didn't, man.
See, that you have to learn, how old are you, 21?
21.
Okay, you need to learn this and learn this fast. So what? So what? You know, people, you were from Florida, right?
Yeah, that's right.
Okay, so am I. You know, people kill people.
Yeah, but I didn't hit him on
the
purpose.
listen
because
up,
he cut me
listen
off,
up,
though.
listen up.
Yes,
Stop
ma'am.
talking, start listening.
Yes, ma'am.
I know darn well that he cut you off and that made you mad and that's why you were tailing him. And that didn't work out well because you're going to now pay for the damages to his car because the law is that you have to be a sufficient amount behind, okay? Now, after this happens, you receive a lawyer letter, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Tell me about that.
I received them. He wasn't around. And he sent 3 copies of the same letter. But then when you start looking at the letter, like the logo doesn't look right. It doesn't look professional. And then it says my vehicle and things like
Can
that.
you let me
in
see the letter? What's this?
I went to see a lawyer, and he took our case. At that point, we didn't know he didn't have insurance. Even the lawyer didn't know he had insurance. So
Who
he
wrote
said,
this letter?
It's him.
Okay. Because it's a little peculiar because it says, I have enclosed a copy of an estimate for the damages to my vehicle. No lawyer writes that. Did you write this?
Welcome back to the People's Court. Harvey Levin here in front of the TMZ Hollywood Tour Bus. The question, should this guy get money for the car if he was also involved in road rage?
Absolutely not. The guy should have never slammed on his brakes.
Okay, but the guy from behind should have been far enough behind, right?
That's correct, but they were both at fault because they're both playing games.
So you don't give him any money?
I mean,
Yes or no? Think about it, get back to me, okay? Going inside the courtroom.
Did you like take the top of the lawyer letter and
No, ma'am.
put it together?
What happened is that he was supposed to handle the medical part, but he told me, "I'll help you with the car issue. This is something you have to do on your own, but I'll help you with the letter."
Did you ever call the law office?
Yes, ma'am, I did. And he told me that he met with Mr. Ehab, but he did not write the letter.
He said he did not write the letter.
Yes, ma'am. And I have a text message where Mr. Ehab sent me and said that it was an email that the lawyer sent him and he just printed out the email.
What's that?
If I wrote the letter, why would I put his phone number in there? Why would I say call me or call my
Why
client?
does it say
Contact
I have
EHAB
enclosed
directly.
an estimate for the damages to my vehicle?
Why would I put his name in there?
I don't know. You know what? I'm going to take a
aware of
recess because I think I want to speak to the lawyer. Anybody have a problem with that? Me speaking to the lawyer?
No.
And finding out if he authored this letter?
He emailed it to me, and I printed out and I sent it to them.
Okay, now show me. That's different from he sent the letter. Now, because you know that's different from he sent the letter, right?
Well, he told me, go ahead and send that.
Show me his email.
I don't have the phone on me.
Why did you say no when I asked you? I don't trust you now. You understand that? And if I don't trust you and I'm smelling a situation where I think that you're both playing quien es más macho out on the road to the peril of all of the rest of us, then maybe you got a little bit of responsibility in this thing too.
No, ma'am. What I meant is I did not.
Why are you suing for $8,700 for a car that is worth $1,096 in the Blue Book value?
Ma'am, is the value of the car is right here.
Yeah, let's see what
And
you looked
the
at for the value of the
estimates
car.
are right here.
Tell me about the medical damages. You're asking for $10,000. Obviously, that's beyond the statutory cap.
Right.
But according to you, you're asking for $10,000 in pain and suffering, but not for you, for your wife?
For both of us.
For both of you. Tell me
Yes.
about the pain and suffering.
Well, I have all the records here.
Right, but tell me about it. Because the records won't show me suffering.
We
the
went-
records, I see that your wife went to 2 weeks of physical therapy.
Both of us.
You both went to 2 weeks of physical therapy. What kind of physical therapy? For what?
For the concussion she had and the headache and the pain in the shoulder and the neck.
Okay. And did you see a doctor?
Yes.
Okay. Did you see a lawyer? Okay. Did you leave in an ambulance?
Our friend drove us to the emergency room.
And do you have the records from the emergency room?
I didn't. I thought this is in there
Yeah.
with State Farm.
No, it has nothing to do with State Farm. State Farm is an insurance company. I wanted medical records because you're suing for 10 grand in pain and suffering, and I'd like to see something other than 2 weeks of therapy for you and your wife after you see a lawyer. I'd like to see actual medical records from that day. The fact that you went to a hospital that day is important to me. So I want to see what it is that you two told the doctor that day and what the doctor wrote down about that day. I want to see that. All right. What I'm going to do is I'm going to total out the car. When you total out the car, you do not get car rental to repair it. The value of your car I am assessing at $8,000. In addition, you have medical bills, which are $1,478, so we're adding that, and that's $9,478 in total damages. I find you 60% liable, I find you 40% liable, and even at that, it still goes above the statutory maximum. You got to pay, all right? So net judgment in favor of the plaintiff in the amount of the $5,000.
Even at a 60-40 liability for the plaintiff over the defendant, it's still the maximum that he collects against you. And what's your reaction coming out of the courtroom?
Well, I mean, really, I had plenty of time to stop under normal circumstances. You know, the 3-second rule.
You were ticked off that he cut you off, right?
Well, I mean, I wasn't happy about that, but I definitely wasn't riding his bumper.
Chased him a
like
little
they're
bit.
making out at. No, definitely not. I mean, he locked up the brakes.
Judge says you should say "so what" a little bit sometimes. So
Yeah,
what, right?
yeah.
Or but anyway, as you say it.
But anyway.
Yeah. All right. Around the corner this
Y'all have
way.
a good
Okay.
one, man.
Right. All right, sir. So step on in here, and what's your feeling on this outcome here?
I believe that I don't have any 40% responsibility, as the judge said.
Well, if you hit the brakes unnecessarily, you're somewhat responsible.
That's his word. But I was slowing down because the traffic light was red.
All right, over to Harvey.
Okay, Kurt, in case it wasn't obvious, the plaintiff had 40% responsibility here because the judge decided he was 40% at fault because of the road rage.